Is this the beginning of the end for ABAP Development Tools in Eclipse? If you have been following my videos and also the SAP community, you know that the ABAP Development Tools has been released for Visual Studio Code, and I've also done some videos on that. If you're new to this, you can also check my playlist. So a new version has actually been released, and the version is version 1.1, and that is what I will be demonstrating today. So if you're already familiar with what is available, the new version can allow you to have access to programs, function groups, data dictionary, AI unit tests in Visual Studio Code. And so the first version was very powerful. It was okay. It was focused more on ABAP RAP, ABAP RESTful application programming, and CDS views, behavior definitions, service bindings. So in this video, I'm going to show you the new object types that were released and also the new tools that were released. The version 1.1.0 is actually an object type expansion. And so here are the things that were added. The first thing one of the things that was added is programs and includes. We also have function groups and modules. We also can have access to data dictionary tables and structures. You can create them and you can also read them and access them. And additionally to this new release, you can also have access to lock objects, type groups, CDS entity buffers. All right. So this list now, these additional features changes the direction and perspective for who VS Code version 1.0 was for. So initially it was just for RAP and Fury developers, but starting from this new version 1.1, it serves a much larger audience, so much larger group of developers, those who work with classic ABAP day to day. All right. So beyond the object types, there are also some additional tools that are worth mentioning. And the first one is that the ABAP Unit Text Explorer has been redesigned. So you now get a proper view of your test classes and methods. All right. There's also the addition of transport divs. So it lets you see unified difference of all objects in a transport directly. I've not yet tested this because I don't have access to transports, because I'm working on a local system. All right. And also there is XSLT support, and there are also some new MCP tools. So it was stated that one of the tools that were released is the ABAP Run 86. And so these ABAP Text Cockpit tools, I could not find them in Visual Studio Code. So maybe it's going to come later on, but at the moment, this is not available. All right. So if you go to tools here, configure tools, I already covered this in previous video, and you see ADT MCP server. So when you go through the ADT MCP server tools that are made available to us, we see that there is no mention of ABAP Test Cockpit here, right? Okay, so actually before all this, how do you get access to the latest version? So first you can go to your extension, and look for the ABAP Development Tools for VS Code, and I recommend you put it in auto update so that when there are new releases, it automatically gets updated. And then at the first instant, you'll be asked to restart the extension. So when you restart the extension, you can also likewise restart your VS Code. However, if you did not select auto update, you can actually go right here, and right here you can say install specific version. So you see that we just have 3 versions here. 1.1 is the most current one, so you just click here and select the version of your choice. So that is how to get the latest release and also get the latest features. All right, so what we'll be building for this demo is just a simple order management mini system. We have 6 objects. All right, first, so we're going to create a program. That's going to be an order list report, and then we're going to create an include object, also a data dictionary structure. All right, you already know what structure means, and then we'll also create a data dictionary table, and we'll also create a function group and function model. So these are what is available for this next release. And so while doing this, we are going to touch every editor feature that is available in VS Code. For instance, the create object, we are able to create objects. So all 6 objects will be created. And then code completion, you can see how we get AI assisted code completion, and hover dogs. So if you hover over an object, you get the structures, you get the data element information. Also, the formatter is there. We are going to also see F12 navigation. All right. So for instance, we go to where the function module is called, and also occurrence marker, find all references, multi-activation to activate all objects. Unit text explorer is what we will also see, and also agent plus MCP. So we are going to use the agents that we have to create or generate unit tests. So that's what we are building. And of course, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow me for more. Now let's go to VS Code and start building. Okay, so for a start, of course, we need to create a package. We cannot create package in VS Code for now. So when you use the arrow sign and then enter ABAP, you can actually see what all the things that are available for you to do in ABAP. So here you can open documentation. You can log on to destination. So here you can log on to maybe a cloud project or a local system. You can open an object here. So you can open a class by going here. You can open a table. You can open a structure. You can open lock objects. And here you can add a package as a folder to workspace. All right. So if you click right here, your package will be added to the workspace. So I already created a package in Eclipse for this demonstration, and so I'm going to click add package as a folder to my workspace. So let me right click here, then search package by name. So I'll just paste the name of the package here. You see here the other demo package. I select this, and this is my destination, so I can click on enter, and you see that when I minimize this, you will see that the package is available here. All right. Okay, so now that our package is created, all we need to do is to create our object, and the first thing we are going to do is we start with the report, so that you're going to see what we are building right away. And to create a report, we use this workspace, our arrow sign. You can click on create new ABAP object. You can also try to get the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+Alt+N for Windows users. So create new ABAP object. What do I want to create? I want to create a report. So, and a report is what is a program, right? So you click on program and then type or search package name. So it needs me to provide the package name. This is the package I want to use. So now what is the name of the report that I want to create? So we can give the name ZOrder_list. Click on enter. Give it a description. So we want to give it a description. You can say order list report. Then we can confirm this. So it's asking for create a new transport request, or we can use existing one. So I'll just click on create a new transport request, enter description for the new transport requests. So what will be the description? All right, so let's enter description for our transport requests. So we can say order list demonstration. Click on enter, and you see right here that our program is created successfully. Now you can see report and this. So this was not possible for the first release, the version 1.0, and now you can create report. And so this is just to show you how to create it. And of course, if you can create, you can read. So you can also read existing reports, right? Let's say the first thing or the next thing we should create is actually a top include. Okay, so we're going to create a top include program. And so let's go to this guy here. We enter ABAP and we are creating an object. So create new ABAP object, search for include. You can see right here, there is an include here. Select, so type or search package name. You have to always enter the package name. So this is our package. And then we give the name of our include program. So your include programs will have reusable or global variables. So this is the name for our include program. And then we give it a description. So we can say global declarations for order lists demo. All right. And we don't need to create a new transport request. We can use the existing transport request. And right here you see include set order list top is created successfully. So right here, you can see include Z order list underscore top. So of course, the include objects are gradually going into, or they are gradually becoming obsolete because modern ABAP programming rarely use include programs. But if you are working with legacy system, you still might see include objects in your system, and that's why we are creating this. So if we can create, we can as well read. So we're going to keep this report actually very simple. We're not going to use include programs anymore. I just showed that example for you to see how to create an include program, and they are not going to be selection screen. Okay, so we're just going to read everything from the table, and the point here is not just the report output. So it's just showing you that VS Code can now create, edit, and activate programs. You can also run report. So running reports interactively is not supported in this extension yet, and so if you want to do that, you then need to go to SE38 or the SAP GUI. And all right, so we'll just keep the report simple. Now the next thing we want to do now is to create the other data dictionary types like the tables and the structures. So that's what we want to do next now. Okay, so to create a data structure, similar approach, we just go to create new ABAP object. We want to create a structure. You can just search for structure here and type the name of the package. So our package name is Z order demo. Select this and please enter to confirm your input. So this will be the name of the structure that we want to create. So we are going to call this Z order demo underscore S to signify structure. Click on enter. We give it a description. We can see order list structure. It's a demo application. So click on enter. We select this transport request, and right here you see structure Z order underscore demo is created successfully. All right, and so we have it here, order list structure demo and component to be changed. So I'm going to fill this with the fields or the definitions. So you see here, define structure Z order underscore demo underscore S. So I'm going to add more fields to this structure. When you do save, we see a formatter that is automatically applied. So we have order number, description, status, and amount for this field. So let's activate, save, and then Control F3 to activate. You see here, calculate code lengths. Don't know why it's taking so long to activate. Okay, let's see how many seconds it takes to activate a simple structure. It took almost 10 seconds. Now the activation is done. So I think so far it's still a bit slow. So I think we expect better. Visual Studio Code promises to be lightweight, but then at the moment, the speed is not giving me the vibes. All right, so let me know if you're having difficulties also with the speed of execution from your end. All right, so this is one structure that we created. Then we can create the DDIC table, data dictionary table. Similarly, you can do Ctrl+Shift+A to get this, and so bring out the ABAP tools, create new object. So we want to create a database table. Select database table, and then ABAP package. We select the package we want to use. So I have copied it on my clipboard. So this is the package we want to use. And so what's the name of our table? We can call the name of our table Z table orders. So, and then we can give it a description. So we can say demo order table. Click on enter. So it's validating, calculate, and then we get an error. Validation database table with the name Z order already exists. So this name already exists. So we need to change the name. All right, let's go again. So let me put underscore here, and then let me put underscore demo here. Everything. So one thing with VS Code also, it doesn't allow you to put underscore at the second position of your text. So that's interesting to know. So here we do not put underscore here, and let's put underscore subvic, no more than 16 characters. Okay, so let's go again. So now it goes. So take note of that. And so we can select our transport request. And here we see database table ZT orders underscore demo is created successfully. And here we can fill in the fields. For the rest of the table, we have, so add more fields, order number field, a description field, a status field, and an amount field. All right. So for the time being, I'm not going to create data elements, so I'll just use the inbuilt data element and activate this. Okay, so this activation was faster than the one we had before. Okay, so next I show you how to create a function group, and a similar process. We just go here, create new object, function group. We select our package name, and we enter the name of the function group. So I'm going to put demo at the end so we don't step on toes if it already exists. So as a function group demo, or say order lists, function group demo, enter. We select our transport request, and you see here that function group is created successfully. So when we created the function group, we get this draft, right? So now we're done with the function group. So next thing we need to create now is a function module. Similar steps. So here you can see function module here. So select function module. Enter the name of the function module. So following similar steps, we created the function module, all right? And here we can add the logic for the function module. So let's write the case or the switch statement for what should happen to get status. So when the status is important status is O, then we get the status text as open. When it's P, we get the status text as in progress. When it's C, get the status text as completed. And when it's X, get status text as cancelled, and when others raise invalid status. All right, so this is activated already, and we successfully created the function module and the function group. So this is what is available in Visual Studio Code. All right, so now let's write the report program, and we're going to see and utilize our auto completion with GitHub Copilot. So if you right click here, not right click, rather if you click on this icon right here, you see your Copilot. So I'm on free version and I still have 2%. I've only used 2% out of my inline suggestions, and my credit I still have over 200, right? So let's see how Copilot can help us with code completion and inline suggestions. So we want to do data declaration. So it's giving me some data declaration, but when you click on the tab, then you accept all the suggestions. So for now, I don't need all the suggestions. So in my naming convention, I want to follow the modern naming convention. I minimize using Hungarian notation. All right, so here I'm going to call this orders, and it's actually a table type, and so I'm going to accept this type, just control and arrow type, but not table. I need a standard table, so I'm going to say standard. And so you can see the inline suggestions, standard table of, so my table name is not Z order, it's called Z order demo underscore S. Let's check for my table name. That's a wrong naming convention, not S, but it shouldn't be S, it should be something like T. Can we rename this? Underscore T. Let's see if it's possible to rename. Rename. Let's rename here also T. So method rename not yet implemented. We cannot rename. The best thing we have to do is to create it again. So rename is not possible. So the name did not work for us. So let's just keep it as it is for now and declare the order data. So the structure now, say order or the work area, and the returning text for the result, we can call it status underscore text, and it's going to be type, but not string. I'm going to character of 30 because that's what we used. All right, so we have this rating, we have a data definition, and so it's a start of selection. So we want to select. Let's see what it gives us. So it says select from Z order underscore demo, but yeah, it's not what I'm looking for. But you can see that it gives you some inline suggestions, full code snippets to start with. All right, so I already know what I want to do, so this is not needed for me. Okay, so these are reports. We have our table type here declared, the work area, the status text, and then right here I inserted data into the table of choice, and then I'm interested in the order number, the description, the status, and the amount. So I select from this table into our internal table. So when no order is found, we get this message on the console, and this is just some formatting of the header. So I use the function module that we created, Z order get status, and then I status will export order status, and here we have the e status text and the exceptions. So if sy sub rc is not 0, then we return this unknown and another formatting. So when we execute this with F5, we see the output right here in the console. So we have our order number, we get the order numbers from the table, description here, the status, and the amount. All right, so the purpose of this is to get familiar with the possibility that I can also work with reports in Visual Studio Code. But the one thing I realized was that the rename functionality or refactor, when you have to refactor method names, variable names, is not yet available. So if you go here and say refactor, you see that it says no refactorings available. So keep this in mind when you use Visual Studio Code. So finally, we are going to, though it might not be needed, but we are going to ask the GitHub Copilot to generate a test class for this report, a unit test class for this report. So to do that for us, we just need to put a prompt here. So if you don't know how to connect your MCP server to GitHub Copilot, you can watch my previous videos. I explain it there. So here I just need to copy and paste the prompt here for it to generate the unit test class, and then we do this and we are done for this video. Majorly we use unit tests for classes. So we just need to get a prompt and write the prompt right here. So here I say read the program in this package. It does everything inline, okay, and refactor the logic into a local class. Do I need you to do this? All right, and blah blah blah. So what he wants to do is, so before it creates a unit test class, it wants to change it into a object-oriented code. So all right, so let's allow it to do its thing and send. Yeah, so we wait for the agent. Okay, welcome back. So while my agent was running, I quickly went to get my haircut. So this is one of the advantage of using agents. So the agent was doing some work and I had to do something else. All right, so what was created while I was away? So it updated our program with a local class, created the local class provider and a DB provider, and then it added an inline ABAP unit test class. Okay, so let's see. So this is our program, and then it created this local provider class inside the report. Okay, and then it has the definition and then the implementation, and then the provider, the database provider class has this method. All right, okay, and what else did it create? So the file was activated successfully, and then what else did you do? All right, so it actually created an inline test. So instead of creating the unit test inside a separate file, it created the test inside the same report. So this is not what I was aiming for, but yeah. So basically, this is actually how you can play around with the agent. So for the unit test, I'm going to dedicate a special video for this, and we are going to cover unit tests in Visual Studio Code for our subsequent videos. So if you are still interested in watching and completing the unit test in VS Code, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Alright, so the next features for Visual Studio Code as regards to ABAP Development Tools. At the moment, there is no SAP GUI integration, so there are no plans for this. And ABAP Cleaner will come up subsequently. And of course, Dyn Pro, Web Dyn Pro applications are out of scope. The big question is this version ready to replace Eclipse? And the simple answer is no, not yet. But this can actually help developers. But this current version can help developers do meaningful work than 3 months ago. Alright, so if you want to be updated on the current release in Visual Studio Code, don't forget to subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And my recommendation, and here's my recommendation. So even if Visual Studio Code is not your primary tool yet, of course, I use Visual Studio Code, but not primarily because there are still a lot of things to learn. Download it, install the extension, connect it to your system, and come back here for regular updates until Visual Studio Code is really up to date, where everyone can use conveniently. All right. So a quick question: which new objects were you looking out for to be released in Visual Studio Code? So leave a comment in the comment section, and then thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.